Okay, this is breaking news, but a new leaked email from the deceased human trafficker that was...
Yeah, this is what I heard, gang. This is what I heard. Literally in the email it said Trump was blowing Bubba. Bubba is Bill Clinton's nickname. Apparently Trump was really giving this man the service. Bro, it's like every time Trump talks, he just leaves a little bit of hint to, like, you know what I'm saying, for you to tell what this nigga be on. It's like, gang, you self-reporting, you projecting right now. Stop that, bro. So if you listen closely, it's crazy. Hindsight 2020. He said if Hillary can't satisfy her, what makes you think she can satisfy America? I can satisfy him, so I can satisfy America. It's like, yo, Trump, what did you mean? What you talking about, bro? But now we know exactly what he was talking about. The Donald Trump allegations are wild. Video by Antonio Talks. Now, I heard some crazy things about this nigga Trump. Not only was he involved with Epstein, you know what I'm saying, which he had claimed that he cut communication with in the early 2000s, that might have been debunked, but he was doing some real questionable things as well. And we're gonna wait until we get into the video with my nigga Antonio to go into the specifics, so I'm gonna let him take it away.
So, the Epstein files. We, the American citizens, have been begging the government to, just release everybody that's on this list. I guess you could say there's progress being made because recently some emails have been leaked regarding the Epstein files. Now, the biggest story probably out of this is something regarding Donald Trump and Bill Clinton.
Okay, this is breaking news, but a new leaked email from the deceased human trafficker that was...
Yeah, this is what I heard, gang. This is what I heard. Literally in the email it said Trump was blowing Bubba. Bubba is Bill Clinton's nickname. Apparently Trump was really giving this man the service. And that's just what they did, right? Among the inhumane things that they did with underage people, right? Sex trafficking and stuff. Yeah, bro, this is insane.
Best friends with Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, says that there are photos of Donald Trump giving George Slopadopoulos to Bill Clinton.
This is the email right here. You and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. Ask him if Putin has photos of Trump blowing Bubba. Yo, what the hell? Bubba is Bill Clinton. I'm gonna say this just for my protection. These are all allegations. Nothing
allegedly
is confirmed, but it might be some truth to this right here. So we on Twitter, and this is a tweet back in 2015. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy, if Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America? Whoa,
bro, it's like every time Trump talks, he just leaves a little bit of hint to, like, you know what I'm saying, for you to tell what this nigga be on. Because, bro, literally he claims like other people, they're like, you know what I'm saying, bigoted, they're they rig stuff, you know what I'm saying, but Trump tried to rig the election back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Among other things, he's like, I don't really know, but like every time this nigga say something, but it's real contradictory. It's like, gang, you self-reporting, you projecting right now. Stop that, bro. So if you listen closely, it's crazy. Hindsight 2020, but this is bad. He said if Hillary can't satisfy her, what makes you think she can satisfy America? I can satisfy him, so I can satisfy America. It's like, yo, Trump, what did you mean? What you talking about, bro? But now we know exactly what he was talking about.
How does Donald Trump know that Hillary wasn't satisfying Bill? Hey, now I just want to say this regarding gay people and people that are homophobic. We got to study the pipeline of extremely homophobic individuals to down low pipeline. Because time and time again, these DL men keep getting exposed. And up front, they're like super homophobic, don't like gay people whole time. They gay as hell. Now, this news right here wouldn't really affect anything. It would probably make his supporters not like him.
I'm pretty sure that goes against Christianity, which the right, you know what I'm saying, they symbolize, right? They don't, in the Bible it says like men shouldn't lay with each other and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, same-sex relationships, that's a sin. But bro, Trump, like, bro, you pushing that Christian stuff, but at the same time you giving Bill Clinton yeah, bro, what?
The emails really show how grim, evil, and just sadistic these elites are.
The thousands of documents related to convicted offender Jeffrey Epstein released by Congress. President Trump's name appears hundreds of times in the newly released batch of emails and text messages as well, including Epstein saying that he'd, quote, met some bad people, none as bad as Trump. And in one text exchange, someone whose name...
When that nigga is calling you out, when Epstein says you're, bro, nobody's worse than you, you gotta be something serious. Allegedly, right?
Name was redacted, wrote to Epstein, it will all blow over. They're really just trying to take down Trump and doing whatever they can do to do that. Epstein replied, yes, thanks. It's wild because I am the one able to take him down. Trump has called the scandal a hoax, and he denies any wrongdoing. A handful of Republicans, though, are joining Democrats in supporting a bill that would require the release of the Justice Department's files on Epstein. The House is expected to vote on that as early as next week.
New bombshell emails suggest that Trump knew about Epstein's trafficking crimes all along, spent hours alone with a confirmed survivor, and was even called the dog who hasn't barked to the FBI. So 3 emails regarding the Trump-Epstein relationship were just released by Democrats from a batch of thousands of documents received from the Epstein estate subpoena. And the details are damning. The first email is from 2011, when Epstein wrote to Ghislaine Maxwell saying that the only dog that hasn't barked is Trump, and that a certain Epstein survivor, name redacted, spent hours with Trump in Epstein's New York City house, but suggested that the police weren't.
So Trump was with an actual victim. That's what it says in the email, y'all. Let's just bring up President Barack Obama. And I'm gonna be honest, Barack Obama didn't do that much for black people, but I still love Barack Obama. If he had allegations of the things that Trump has, or even the things that Trump has done, he would have not been president. Let alone half of those things. This is just an obvious.
Bro, that nigga Trump, bro, he was a convicted felon on like 37 felonies or something like that. And they still let this nigga become president. They was talking about some, oh yeah, if he doesn't get elected, he gotta go to jail. It's like, bro, why not just send a nigga to jail? Why can he run in the first place? What are we talking about? Of course, if Barack Obama, a black man, was accused of the same stuff, he would have been out of here so quick, bro.
Example of white privilege.
Aware of Trump's involvement. Maxwell responded saying that she has been thinking about this. The exchange happened around 3 years after Epstein was sentenced to 18 months in a minimum security prison on his plea deal sentence, and he only served about 13 months. The second email is from 2015, right before the 2016 election, when Michael Wolff, who was writing a book about Trump, wrote to Epstein that CNN was going to be asking Trump about their relationship. Epstein asked if they could craft one themselves, what would that answer be? Wolff responds saying that they should just let him hang himself in a way that generates a positive benefit for you, and that if it looks like he could win, you could save him, generating a debt. And that when he's asked, he'll probably say Jeffrey is a good guy, which of course is what Trump had previously said.
The president telling New York Magazine, quote, I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy.
At this point, Epstein was no longer in jail and was encouraging Ghislaine Maxwell to keep going to parties to avoid looking like a convict. The third released email is from 2019, when Epstein wrote to Wolff that a survivor, name redacted, was at Mar-a-Lago. He wrote, Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop.
Man.
Some believe this is in reference to Trump allegedly banning Epstein from membership at Mar-a-Lago for poaching girls who had worked for him, but that's not confirmed. So he knew about the girls, didn't bark on Epstein, and there were talks of how Epstein could benefit in some way from a Trump presidency. If that's what's been released so far, imagine what's in the files that are caught up in the House.
Yeah.
So this is the worst email so far that I have read in the Epstein files, and I'm going to read it to you, but I'm warning you, when I first read this email, I legitimately felt sick to my stomach. Like I'm still having a physiological reaction from it. So this is from Tom Barrack to Jeffrey Epstein. And if you don't know who Tom Barrack is, he is a close friend and fundraiser to Donald Trump. He was the senior advisor to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, and he is currently Trump's ambassador to Turkey. He is in this inner circle. So this is what the email says. And again, I am warning you, it is Epstein. Hope you are well. Photos look good. FYI, I receive many calls a week about both Donald, redacted, Marla, beauty contests, Mar-a-Lago, etc., and Clinton from reporters. Less so recently with Clinton, but my answers are always, I have nothing to say, or I try to ignore it altogether. A few times I have been ambushed on the street with questions, but I'm more careful now. So from this, we can deduce that Barrack just sent Epstein some photos, and Barrack is fully aware of what Epstein is doing.
This is my theory on why so many rich people.
You can't convince niggas, bro. You can't convince me that Trump didn't know either, bro. Like them niggas, they got too many pics together, bro. I think they was still communicating with each other well past the point that Trump said, like in the early to mid 2000s, they stopped communicating. This nigga Epstein was still talking about Trump in 2017. You feel me? Like they just got off the phone with each other on some shit. Like they still in connection, bro.
Come like sick. And I'm not sympathizing with them, by the way, but they got all this money in the world. They done did everything. They done traveled to every place. They done bought everything. What else is there to life? That's when they start doing weird shit. Y'all know all the crazy theories, sacrificing people, that's when they start getting into all of this wicked evilness because they they so fucking bored. They got 20 yachts. They got 20 houses. They don't, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not saying money is evil, because man, money brings you, it can bring you happiness, but although on the other end, when you got too much of it, it's like, you know, shit, it low-key kills your soul, bro. That's why I don't want to be rich. I just want to be able to live comfortably, because when you get this type of money, bro, this when you start getting into all that weird shit, bro.
Barrack responds with, "Hope you're good, let's catch up." And Epstein finally says, "Send photos of you and child, make me smile." That is this,
bro. What?
Just
the
fact that Donald Trump has ties to this man, bro, it's such a bad look. Like, and the thing is, y'all, we're about to watch some videos now. MAGA, they still do not care. They trying to actually say that
you
Donald
can't
Trump
tell them
still
niggas
wasn't
nothing, bro.
wrong.
It is not a coincidence that the Democrats leaked these emails to the fake news this morning ahead of Republicans reopening the government.
By her logic, y'all, the government leaked real emails, but to fake news. So the emails are still real. Like, what?
What are we talking about?
To care about affordability, they sure waste a lot of time on old emails.
Come on, nigga.
Why is it always Fox News, bro? And it's like they can do everything but just say that these emails are fake. They not fake. If I was Donald Trump, I would just release the files. Like, I'm going to release the files to clear my name. Like, that's just what I would do, because y'all not finna sit here and say I'm doing all this. You know what? Here, just get him. It's just so obvious that he's in the files.
Yeah, that nigga not finna do that shit.
Small chance he's not. All of his billionaire friends, his rich buddies, some of them are on those files. So if he released those, he's going to have fallout with them, this and that. So, yeah, man, he's in a bad, he's in a pickle.
Yeah, this is fucked up, bro. It's bad, my nigga. This is horrible. W video by Antonio Talks once again is looking bad for this nigga. It's just looking bad, bro, because the right, they not going to care. They going to stick by this nigga regardless. Trump, I'm pretty sure he sent out like a search for all people and some point to be investigated on whether or not they tie with Epstein. It's just like, bro, this nigga just, everything he's doing, bro, he's gonna accuse someone else of doing. That's just a surefire way of knowing that this nigga is doing the shit that he, you know what I'm saying, is accusing other people of doing. Allegedly, right? And yeah, bro, at this point, the only way to clear your name after promising to release the files for so long, but still never doing it for some reason, right? The only way to clear your name is to release them Jones, but you're not gonna do that because you know you caught up in the mix. Allegedly. You feel me? It's just not great, bro. This nigga might be done for. But even though he might be done for, I don't even know if this nigga gonna be like, you feel me? Like, they gonna do something at this nigga. If they gonna take him out of power on some shit, I don't know if that's the case, bro. Because my nigga was already, not my nigga, I gotta stop. I hate the way I talk sometimes. This nigga, right, was already a convicted felon and he still became the president. If that wasn't enough to stop him, I don't know what is, my nigga. But let me know what you guys think of the situation in the comment section down below. Whose side do you think is telling the truth? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think is in the wrong? Who do you think is in the right? Make sure to let me know in the comment section. Like I said, make sure to like the vid, comment, and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Lay y'all. Peace.